Hey guys, it's Mike here. Welcome back for another video. As I told you guys I would do, on this video I'm going to do a training discussing the 5 different ways how you can receive cash flow with Turbo Pay lines, and to help you guys understand the structure of what we're doing here. Okay, first and foremost, let me go over a few things that are in the startup kit. You do get a welcome letter if you participate in Turbo Pay lines, and in the welcome letter I do express that I do not make any claims or guarantees of your results. There's no guarantees with this. Okay, there are no refunds. You assume the risk with Turbo Pay lines as you would anything else you would participate with. So there's no refunds. I talk about as well, if you don't mail 20 to 50 flyers a day, Monday through Saturday, don't expect results. This is just like a job. If you don't show up, you don't get paid. It's not a get-rich-quick program. And if you're not consistent mailing the flyers, you won't make money with this. The key word is consistency. And, remember, people join on their time frame. And, you also need money to buy stamps, envelopes, and print flyers. And if you don't buy those things, of course, you can't expect to win either, because you need those to send out your mail piece. You got to treat it like a business, even though this is not a business, not a hobby. After 30, 60, 90 days, many people quit in mail order because they think they've been scammed, but the truth is that something isn't a scam just because a person doesn't make money with it. The reason people don't make money with programs is they don't put enough flyers or postcards in the mail consistently for mail order, and have unrealistic expectations. People would rather claim something is a scam instead of taking responsibility for their own success or failure for what they do or don't do. Remember, it's your responsibility and for your own success, not someone else's responsibility in Turbo Pay lines or anything else you participate in. So in this welcome letter here, I go into some details of some things of what Turbo Pay lines is. This is not a gifting program. It's not an MLM. It's not an affiliate program. It's not a business. Okay, so obviously we don't need products or services because we don't claim to be a business. And our motto fits the textbook definition of crowdfunding, which is the funding of a project or venture by raising monetary contributions from a larger number of people. Crowdfunding is now the most popular way to raise funds worldwide. Okay, so it is what it is, and crowdfunding is totally, absolutely legal. All right, so I go into some details in this startup, this welcome letter. And I tell you step by step to go to the post office, purchase your stamps and what have you, and your flyers, get those made up. So step number 1, when you get your startup kit, you read this. If you guys don't read the welcome letter and what to expect and not to expect, it's not my fault if you guys don't read what I put in there for you guys to understand this activity. So you got to read the startup letter. That's, the welcome letter. That's step number 1. Step number 2 is what I would encourage you to do before I go into this training here real fast, is you do have a way to track things. Okay, when people tell me we don't have a way to track things, well, here it is. It comes in your startup kit. Take this form, this diagram that I'm going to go over on this board, make 4 copies of it for each pay line. Whether you're in one pay line or all 4 or 2, make 4 copies of this because there's 4 pay lines. Your name's going to go up in the top box, as I will explain on this, the whiteboard here today. So yes, you do have a way to track with that form that comes in your startup kit, because you put the names of the people that I email you in those boxes to know exactly where you're at in each phase, because you make 4 copies of that form, and when it's time to you to receive cash flow. So those are a few brief things I wanted to go over. You do get a envelope I recommend you use in your startup kit. Right here is the master copy of the flyer that comes in your startup kit for Turbo Pay lines that you mail. The leads are here, the lead vendors are in here, and all this information. Okay, so that's that. So let me show you the 5 ways you get compensated. And the first way, with Turbo Pay lines, you get compensated. We're going to say this is pay line number 1. We're going to say this is pay line number 1 for this demonstration. There should be no, it should be crystal clear after I share this with you, the 5 ways how you compensate and how this structure works. Okay? Let's say this is you. in that form I just showed you in your startup kit, you're going to want to put either the word you, which represents you watching this video, or your name right here. You are always in position number 1. So this is how the pay lines fill for turbo pay lines, regardless if you're in pay line 1, 2, 3, and 4. They all work the same. Okay? So this is you, so I'm going to put my name here. Just follow along with me. Put your name in that box if you're a member of Turbo Pay Lines, and follow along with me with the form I just showed you in that startup kit. It's right in your startup kit. So put your name right there. So here's how the spots fill. The first person you refer from Turbo Pay Lines from mailing that flyer does not go in spot 1 because that's you. The first person fills spot number 2. So this is the first spot to fill, then spot number 3 right here. And then here's your pay line, these 4 positions. You don't get paid off these 2 people. You have to fill, you or your inviter have to fill these 2 spots before you can be paid right here. So the spots fill like this. The first person you refer to Turbo Pay Lines goes here. Then the second person you refer to Turbo Pay Lines goes here. Not here because this is you. You're always here on every pay line. So this spot fills first, position 2. Then position 3 fills through your efforts or your inviter. So those are your 2 people. Then spot number 4 gets filled, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, so the first way you get paid with Turbo Pay Lines is personal referrals. You mail that flyer, okay, that I showed you guys, right? You mail the flyer, people respond, they call or email me to get their questions answered, and this spot fills. All right? And let's say you mail the flyer, and this spot fills through your efforts. And that is called personal referrals or enrollments. Write that down. Personal referrals or enrollments. That's the first way you get paid. So you can fill these 2 spots, or you can fill this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. You can fill all 6 spots yourself. That's the first way you can receive cash flow, is through your own personal efforts. The second way you can get cash flow coming to you with Turbo Pay Lines is something called spillover. Now what is spillover? Let's say you refer 2 people into this program. And let's say that your inviter, you're on spot number 2, and this is your inviter in his, whoever your inviter's name is. Let's say your inviter's name is Joe. And you are right here. This is, I'm going to put my name, Mike. And let's say Joe fills this spot with Ted. And then let's say Joe keeps referring people. And the next spot to fill would be position 4. Remember, it fills here, 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 here. So Joe refers Mary in spot 4. And Sue in his matrix for Turbo Pay Lines. So this is spillover. Joe filled these 2 spots in his matrix, which got me, Mike, 2 people on my team who is Mary and Sue. So this is Joe's matrix, but in my matrix, here's me, I have 2 people, Mary and Sue, who are, because of Joe's efforts in my, okay, Mary, Sue. Because of Joe's efforts in his Turbo Pay Line matrix. So that's what Joe did for me based on what's going on in his matrix. That's the second way. The third way you get compensated is through reentries, which means once these spots are filled with people, okay, you pay $150, $250, $450, or $1,050, depending on what pay line it is, to go back and re-enter Turbo Pay Lines in another number 1, 2, 3, or 4 matrix. and you're going to enter, you're just going to follow your inviter. So this could be, this is you again on another, the second time around, you re-enter into a new phase. Because once 7 spots are filled, 2 through 7, there's nobody else that can come on your team. So you pay another $150 and this starts all over again, just like when you sent in your original $150 or $250 or $400 for 2 pay lines, 3 pay lines or 4. This happens the same thing in all 4 pay lines. Simple. So number 1, personal enrollments. Number 2, spillover. Number 3, when these spots of these people, okay, Sue and Mary, when Sue and Mary, let's say this is Sue or Mary. When Sue and Mary fill these spots in their pay line, they're going to pay $150 because this is number 1 pay line, and they're going to follow you. Let's say Mary, Sue. This time, let's say they take the next available spots, which are 2 and 3. Or the next available spots, these 2 spots could be full, and Mary and Sue could fall down here, triggering another $100, $200 for you guys. So that's called re-entry. When these 6 spots are filled, 2 through 7, your team members re-enter, and you can make $100 payments, $200, $400, and $1,000 payments off your team members over and over again. This way, this is why this structure, guys, is a lot more lucrative and than other things, because you can make money off the same people over and over again when they re-enter for $150 in pay line 1, $250 for pay line 2, $450 for pay line 3, or $1,050, $1,000 payments for pay line 4. So you make $100, $200, $400, and $1,000 over and over again as your spots fill in these pay lines. So I've shared with you 3. The next way is through roll-up. Now what? I'm sorry. The next, number 4, I'm going to talk about upgrades, which means if you're in join Turbo Paylines for $400, which is $150 for payline 1 and $250 for paylines 2, that's $400. So let's say this is number 2 payline, and this is me, Mike. Okay, and let's say, actually, I'm going to say this is you, and you referred somebody. This is payline 2 into payline number 1, and they referred somebody who is in payline 1 and they want to upgrade to payline 2. Let's say these are already full with people that came on your team. But let's say Mary in your first payline wants to upgrade. She's going to pay $250 for her upgrade, and she's either going to fall here on payline on your front line, which you're not compensated there. But you do receive cash here because these 4 spots are your pay lines. So you just got $200 for Mary upgrading. Or if Sue upgrades, she's going to come on your team. So you can make money through personal enrollments, spillover, re-entries, upgrades, and the 4th way is through something called roll-up, which means if you refer somebody on your team, you're in Turbo Paylines number 2, you referred somebody in Paylines 1, and they only paid $150. But let's say these spots are full for you with 2 people. We don't know who they are. But let's say Mary joined just on payline 1 for $150. But she referred somebody who joined for $400. Well, she's only in Turbo Paylines number 1, right? So she can only receive that person on payline number 1. But the second that person, let's say their name is Bob. And Bob joins Mary in Turbo Paylines number 1, but she's not at payline number 2, and you're the inviter. So I'm going to look in my database and see that you're her inviter, and Bob is going to roll up to you on your team, even though Mary mailed that flyer, but cannot receive people in Turbo Paylines 2, 3, and 4 because she has not enrolled there. So that is called a roll-up enrollment. So you can get $200 off Bob by Mary sitting there on Turbo Paylines number 1 because Mary is not at Turbo Paylines number 2 yet. So that's the 5 ways, guys. Personal enrollments, spillover, re-entries, upgrades, and of course roll-up money. Those are the 5 ways. I hope I've clarified how things work. This works the same way in all 4 pay lines. I'm running out of time, so those are the 5 ways. Remember, go through your startup kit if you're a member first, then make 4 copies of that diagram sheet I showed you earlier on in the video. Keep this video, pass it on, rewind it, keep going through it until you thoroughly understand the 5 ways, guys, to make cash flow with Turbo Pay lines. You can always email me at the email address of successfreedomteam@gmail.com, okay? And if this is the first time you came across the video for this opportunity, you can request a flyer from ID number 1000 to get the information on this activity. Otherwise, join with the person who sent you a flyer for Turbo Pay lines in the mail. We'll see you on the next video, and bye for now.